Judgment is expected today in the case against a couple who are accused of torturing their 3-year-old son Daniel to death. The couple will be appearing in the South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg. Baby Daniel was found dead at his home after being severely beaten and burnt with boiling water. The incident took place in 2016. Now, our colleague, Yanke Tolme, is following that case for us, and she's outside court this morning. Yanke, good morning. Very tragic story to be covering this morning, and also, wondering what really happened there. Can you just remind our viewers how we got here today before we take a look at what's coming up in court today?
That's correct, Dan. Definitely not a festive season story if you look at what the child went through. As you mentioned, this dates back to March 2016 when the 3-year-old known as Baby Daniel died after being severely abused. Now, anyone who followed this story might remember some of the horrific details that came out in court about the injuries that he suffered. We understand that he had multiple broken bones in his arms, injuries to his face, as well as 60% burn wounds all over his body that we understand was a result of boiling hot water. Now, what the couple said, we have to remind just our viewers that it is just the biological mother of the child, and as well as her boyfriend, who is standing accused of murdering and neglecting and abusing baby Daniel. Now, we understand that the boyfriend maintained throughout this case that the baby, for example, fell out of a tree, fell off his bike and broke his elbow, and also fell into a hot bath, and that's how he sustained the severe burn wounds. That was the arguments put forward by his legal team. We also understand that the mother didn't notice or report any of these injuries, and for example, the broken elbow only got to her attention, or came to her attention after the boyfriend told the biological father that he had fallen into a hot bath. So that's just kind of a quick look at the background of the case. We understand that they said that the boy was tortured or abused for most of his life, and that ultimately led to his horrific death in March 2016.
Yanke, now today in court, what do we expect? Do we expect judgment proceedings to begin? And how long do we think that might take?
Well, we expect judgment to be handed down at around 9:30 this morning. That's when we'll see the accused one of the accused, the boyfriend who has been behind bars, as well as the mother, who I understand was out on bail. Both will be back here in court, and that's when we expect the judge to hand down his judgment. I have to also touch on the fact that he really grilled both of them about the injuries that the child suffered, and asked the mom how she could not have noticed the ongoing abuse throughout this boy's life. We know that both of them have denied all of the accusations against them, but it's not looking good if we judge by how the judge reacted to some of the evidence put forward. Then it's not looking good for the couple. We know that the state has called for both of them to be found guilty of murder, abuse and neglect, and then for the harshest sentence to be handed down. So we'll have to wait and hear what the judge has to say at 9:30 this morning.
Thank you very much, Yanke Tolme. That's a heart-rending story indeed of baby Daniel.